Hey everybody, it's Mr. L Sidekick here. Welcome back to more Super Luigi 63. In the last episode, we got to the upper top part of the castle. In this episode, we're going inside a clock. The top of the clock. Why do I have all 3-star coins in here? What? I know I don't. Make your way up this, across this wacky world of chronic chaos. Oh, that's a hard to look at background. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is going to be fun. And when I say fun, I mean fum. Because chum is fun. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. M is for Emmy, where an Emmy time it all down here in the deep blue sea. Wait, is there nothing over here? There was nothing over there. I got bamboozled. I got smeckledorfed. Why would anyone do that to me? Don't they know I'm a professional Smeckledorferdorf? In the smeckliest smeckles? Of the dorfiest dwarfs? I am King Smeckledorf. You know, the one who rules over the kingdom of Smickles and Smeckles and Smooks, Smorgs, Smog. Other SM words like smells. See, I know, like there was a. Excuse me, I have no eyes, and I must scream. That was my scream. Did you like my scream? I thought it was a good scream. Tick-tock clock. Okay, let me stop my incessant nonsense of a ramble. Let me talk about tick-tock clock. Let me lay down some mad truths about tick-tock clock. I personally think tick-tock clock is one of the coolest ideas for any level ever. But does it not work in 2D? It really does. Doesn't. It really doesn't. Which is why it left me as a rambling man trying to make a living and doing the best I can. And when it's time for leaving, I hope you all understand that I was born a rambling man. I just went full Allman Brothers there for a second. Okay, then. You know, it's fine, you know. I have no problems whatsoever with the state of affairs at this point. I haven't just spent 5 minutes trying to get out of this one room and trying to get the star coin at the same time. But, you know, it's the living. It's a thing. I make noises sometimes, and I don't know what noise is gonna come out next. It's an interesting thing. When I get angry or frustrated, my inner soul just comes pouring forth, making unimaginable noises. like a random V sound. Or sharp inhales like that. Because a sharp inhale will really communicate to the game that if I fall, I'm going to elucidate, bring every manner of hate upon this one infantile clock. It makes me think about the Clock King from Batman. And I don't mean like the Clock King from Batman the Animated Series. I mean like the 60s Clock King. The one with the really fancy outfit. Oh hey, look at that, we got 50. Mazel tov. Pour some sugar on me. $51. Don't you dare. Wait, what? I thought... What? What? I thought we were going to a different side of the clock. I think I'm going to be driven insane by a clock. Tick, 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 tick. That like a crazy person might hear, but it's just never-ending, and there isn't actually a tick, tick, ticking going on, even though we are in a clock, which makes no. Why isn't this world ticking? If you went to a clock and it suddenly wasn't ticking, you'd say, "Oh, that's a broken clock." You wouldn't be like, "Yeah, everything seems perfectly reasonable. Nothing going wrong here. Just, you know, your average clock making pizza." The pit of the pendulum. I wasn't even the song I was going for. I hate this clock. I hate this clock. At least we have all the star coins now. That's all I want. And I know I just skipped over the flavor text for number 3. I'll do that eventually. I just need to get out of this clock. Why do we have such a back and far away shot of that with the clock? At least we don't have to cross the pendulums anymore. The pendulums were definitely the bane to my existence. But you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm going to get the red coins now. Because you know what? I like be I am a rebel. I go against the system. I'm a computer. Stop it downloading. Hey, I got the 8 awesome angles. Very quickly in that time. Alright, let's see where this drops me. Drop me over there. I was hoping it was dropping me on the star, but of course not. No, I don't need to drop it on the star. We'll just drop him next to the star, like a little ways down the road. Make him travel that extra little bit. You go to the shop, get some milk, get some eggs, make yourself an omelet. You know, Red coins can be tricky, but did you know that they can actually flip you off the platform? Swing across the giant pendulums to reach the shine. Okay. I think they ran out of ideas for the flavor text by this point, because now they're just kind of being exactly what you need to do. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, you gotta go walk that extra mile to the corner of the store. You gotta get your milk, your eggs, make your omelets. You need some cheese for that. You need peppers. Get some good peppers. Get them from the corner store. You know, your corner store with the guy behind the counter, Mark. He's a good guy. He's just trying to make a living, but he makes really mean omelets. So you're like, hey, Mark, what kind of what would you put in an omelet to make it a really mean omelet? And Mark says, you know what? I don't normally tell this secret to anyone, but you, I like you. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I put in omelets. And he whispers in your ear. He goes, hey, you want to make a killer omelet? Gotta put some basil in it. And you're like, huh, I never thought about basil in an omelet before. Because I always thought, like, you gotta put the thyme. You're putting the thyme into an omelet. But, yeah, I never thought about the basil. And he said, see, no one ever thinks about the basil. You gotta think about the basil. Put in the omelet, make it a real good omelet. And you're like, hey, thanks. So you go back home. And, you know, you decide, like, okay, I gotta put in the basil. Gotta put basil into it. But, you know, you don't have basil, strangely enough. You only have couscous. And it makes you wonder, okay, why do I only have couscous but I don't have basil? Which is the standard thing that you find in, like, any herbal section. But no, I have couscous instead. Why do I have couscous? Can you see what this level does to my mind, people? It made me ramble about couscous. What? You know, I gotta continue that story as we go into Rainbow Ride. There should be Rainbow Ride, right? Rainbow Ride. Cruise across in the rainbow. Ride the magic rainbow carpets all the way to the beautiful sky and across the colorful clouds of cotton candy and golden concoctions, sweet riches, the magical floating ship in the sky. Yes, let's do it. Okay, I am actually happy about this course music. And anyways, you got couscous instead. So you're like, okay, let me put it into the couscous. I don't have basil, but I have couscous. So that couscous got a rich flavor. It might make a good omelet. So you put in the couscous, and you're like, hey, you know what? I think this tastes better than Mark's, you know, basil omelet. So you go back to Mark, and you're like, hey, Mark, I got a better basil omelet than your basil omelet. And he's like, oh yeah, what'd you put in it? And you say couscous, and he goes, couscous? I never knew her. I didn't know how to end it. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Where has my world gone to the point where that just seemed normal to me. Oh, I'm going back down. Where am I going? I'm going in other places. It's because I didn't. The gods of the Mario world didn't. Luigi, the god of the Mario world, didn't like my couscous story about Mark and his basil omelet, who you made a better omelet about than couscous. Oh, I think that story is one for the ages. Like, my story. Okay, this was never recorded, but one time I think maybe I mentioned it. Well, I was playing Fortune Street with Peter and another friend of mine, or a mutual friend of ours. We were playing Fortune Street, and I had pretty much given up on the game at that point. I knew I wasn't gonna win, so I was just like, you know what? Let's go. I'm gonna craft an elaborate story off the top of my head. And I'm gonna say it to you guys, because it started off as a kind of whole thing where I was just doing really elaborate names to go with the district letter, like District A was, oh hey, it's District A, or B, it's like, you better believe this is District B. But I was running out of ideas to do. So by the time I got to District G, I was like, well, District G, more like District Golly G Whitlikers, it's story time. And I proceeded to craft this entire huge story about a man that I met while biking on the Great Wall of China who tried to sell me fried corn. And if I could tell you the entire story now, I would. But I honestly do not remember half of the story. That I just rambled for a good 5 minutes about. Okay, I know there was. It at some point it involved my good friend Jackadamia. And because I specifically mentioned him at some point, but there was also references to Anything Goes, which was the school play that I did that year. And there was also references to a local orchard nearby, like an apple orchard, and it was just like. I don't think I will ever be able to match that story, but I will say that couscous story I just told, I'm not going to say it beats it. I'm not even going to say it comes close to rivaling it. But I am proud of that couscous story. Even if it made no sense. And also, look at that platforming skill. Look at that platforming skill. That was awesome. That was awesome on my part. Because I got left behind by the magic carpet, but I somehow made it all the way back to the ship without falling once. That was cool. I'm a cool guy. It's cool guy! Whoever said that math can't hurt was dead wrong. These triangles will flip, murder, squish, rotate, bite, and scratch you until you're dead. Well, maybe not all of those, but you get the idea. You know what? I might make this... No, because there's still a lot of this course left to do. So I'm not going to make this an extra long episode of just all the main courses in the final area of the game. Wait, is this the tricky triangles? Did I already... I found the tricky triangles! I mean, all I see now are bullet bills. Those aren't really triangles. Those are more, bullet-shaped, but... I mean, sure, whatever floats your boat, game! If you want to say they're triangles, by all means, they're triangles. If you want to say the quadrangles, by all means, they're quadrangles. What's over here? Nothing. I wasn't supposed to go over there yet. Okay, how am I going to do this? Because I think I may have... I am a god. I am a god. Also, seagulls are my friends. That's really what I'm trying to say here. Oh, hello, Goomba. Goomba fell from the sky. I'm a computer. I'm a Goomba. Okay, so now I'm presuming that there might be a star coin over here, but I don't know about that. So I'm going to hope that there is. And if I don't see one, then I'm gonna feel crazy, like a crazy person. some crazy bread. But it's what we do to... It's what these games do to people. It makes them feel a little a little crazy. That's what I'm trying to say. Mad skippage skills. Mad skippage skills. If only I was actually going to go for the star now. But instead, I'm going to go back to the... Oh. Okay. And in pit I go. In the pit I go now. Alright, let's see where it drops me. Oh boy, I get to do some really fun, stupid jumping timing again. What a really fun game I have made myself play. Oh wow, I actually made it without the use of the seagull. So that just proves that I have the skills to pay skill fees. What's a skill fee? I don't know. What's a trophy? What if there was just a fee, just someone called it the trophy? And like, I don't know what it... Oh, I got it. Every time you throw a baseball in New York, that's... You gotta pay the trophy. You know what? I think that's a good stopping point then. Okay, so next time on Super Mario 63, we're gonna go back into Rainbow Ride, and we're gonna get all the star coins and shine right. But not right now, because right now Luigi's gonna sleep forever. Good night, everybody. So you go back to Mark and you're like, hey Mark, I got a better basil omelet than your basil omelet. And he's like, oh yeah, what'd you put in it? And you say couscous, and he goes, couscous? I never knew her.